Item 16 for possible action, discussion and deliberation to keep lights on at both Ian Deutsch Memorial Park and Petrick Park until a certain time in the evening, both policy and funding to be discussed.
I will say that I deliberately left this open and somewhat vague so that there would be public participation by the other fellow commissioners on what they thought about this. I have genuinely lost track of how many stabbings have gone on down at Petrick Park. Keeping our lights on until 9 or 10 p.m. may cost money, but the price tag of the lost life or the danger, I don't know what that is. And I know it's inconvenience to allocate funding for this, but it's also inconvenience that people can't use their park. So these are the things that I'm weighing. And as the commissioner that represents that park, I do feel the need to try things and to at least ask about possible solutions.
Sheriff Joe McGill. First of all, personally, I am 100% in favor of this. I think it's a good idea. My advice to anybody is light up your area like the surface of the sun, and it does act as a deterrent.
I was listening to Miss Stephanie Lopez. She stated that her boys are between 18 and 23, so they're not affected by the curfew at 10 o'clock, apparently. And so we have field allocation forms that say you can allocate till 9:15, and being that we could potentially have fights, I'm not sure that the answer for Ms. Lopez isn't to have a field allocation form where she's able to pay the $25 per month per field, so $25 in a security deposit, get additional insured for the town of Pahrump, and she can have lights on till or after the 9:15.
You're concerned about like moving them off if they're on there and there's a time coming? Is that kind of one of your concerns or the biggest one, or no?
Well, if you guys turn on lights, say till 10,
right,
make that decision for all parks, that means our field allocation, there's no point for anybody to contact us and say, hey, I need to reserve this time for this field, anything. They can go on free will. Say if Ms. Lopez's group comes on, baseball group or anybody else don't have to get off because the simple fact that they're already on.
Well, you would have the authority to kick them off, I would think.
Puts us in a liability.
Oh, how would I have authority when it's a...
Well, let me ask you a question. So I drive all the time down there, and I here's what I do. I drive my county car around, put the lights on, brights on. I go down into the field. There's a homeless guy, waves his hand, waves at me, tell him to stop shining. If he was there at 8 o'clock and you have a team coming on, are they going to play around the homeless guy? How does that work? That would be an interesting game, by the way. But how does that work if there's a homeless guy out in the field and you need him to move? Has that ever happened?
Yes. So that organization is allowed to call the sheriff's department, and sheriff's department has came out and requested to have them be moved off the field because the field allocation group has a reservation.
So why procedurally would that be any different than that, I guess?
Well, it's open. So if...
Well, it's open right now if you want to lay there like a homeless guy and wave your hand in the middle of the field. It's dark,
exactly.
Right? So it's the same process.
I won't do nothing. The lights are on.
So if a homeless guy's out there, lights on, you're going to go, oh, lights are on. You're welcome to lay out here and shoot up. We're fine with that.
Yeah, so...
okay.
So if homeless guy's on the ground, say Stephanie groups or Miss Lopez groups comes in and they want to use the field, well, they can't because the homeless guy's on the field. They don't have no reservation.
Well, I'm saying to continue with the reservations. Continue like everything's going on. Don't change anything. Hey guys, just like, hey homeless guys, we got a reservation at 9. You got to pack it up and roll out. You do the same thing with 3 kids playing football with each other, right? I mean, couldn't you do that, or is that?
Yes, we can do that, but then we'll get the problems. Well, I don't have to. It's a public park.
I mean, you could get stabbed too right now doing that, I would imagine, right? I mean, that's a very serious concern. By the way, there are 3 stabbings in the last. Not this wasn't last year. It was one last Friday. I believe there was one 30 days ago. So I'm just saying procedurally, there's no difference between kicking a homeless guy out of the middle of the park who's there when you have a team coming on than 2 kids playing football, I would think.
Well, no, because we have that the organizations have that reservation form to back them up for the sheriffs to pull them off.
Yeah, we would still do the organization. Why would we pull the reservation form?
Well, that's what I'm asking.
No, we would not do that. That's not part of the item. I don't know why that would even be discussed. I wasn't aware.
If lights on, there's no reason for a reservation form. So,
well, if we mandate it, if it's the only way they can get a reserved time, that's the reason for that. So we could say, yeah, you can show up, but if a homeless guy's laying out there rolling around, you're not going to get on the field because you don't have a reservation.
But the difference is, for them to have a reservation, they then have to provide liability, adding Pahrump or Knight County as a named insured.
We wouldn't change that. Why would you change any of that?
But I didn't think Ms. Lopez's group wanted to be involved in that.
It's just, I think what she wants to do is just to take, hey, Jimmy, let's go down, not you, but like, hey, Johnny, let's go down and throw the ball around on the field. Hey, look, the lights are out. Hey, we're playing. I mean, I think that's what we're supposed to be doing. I'd do that if I had children, but I guess I'm just at a loss as why that's not an option for residents right now.
I think with a waiver, I don't see a problem with a waiver.
That's the only thing I'm saying. I don't think anything I think people should be, little Johnny should be kicked off if there's a team coming on. I mean, the team made the reservation. I mean, that's your reservation that one should probably be codified somewhere to say that you have to do all this if you're going to have a team event. And that's easy enough to do. And two, it's a reservation just like any other reservation. We have public areas all the time that are reserved and you just kick them out. I'm trying to think. I can't think of one, but I know back east you had that in public thing. Hey, we're having a thing tonight, or a restaurant does this all the time, right? You're eating in there. Hey, we have a party coming in at 8. It doesn't seem any different.
Well, yeah, but it said it's easy now because you're talking about it, but when it actually happened, it's not. So when we have birthday parties for reservations, field allocations, even with the two groups that go on the field, so say one group comes on at 7, the other one comes on at 7:15. If that group before is not done and off, we have a fight. So,
okay. So you've already had to deal with this stuff.
We deal with this.
So that's I mean, that should we need to help you out with. I mean, that regardless of what happens here, we need to figure that out. I mean, we can't just let you go out there and have to do this on your own. If you need rules changed or something else, we need to. It's our job to do that. So
that's why field
we need to fix that.
Is so important.
Yeah.
And then we have that backup for the sheriff's department come out and say, yes, they have the field time. It's time to come off.
Well, even right now, I mean, yeah, we need to do that. Make a motion to pass item 16. As written, with a time limit of expiration of 60 days from today.
Can you clarify what the hours would be for the?
Sorry, only at Patrick Park until 9 p.m.
All fields?
Only at Patrick Park until 9 p.m.
We're not doing Deutsch, is that correct?
My motion is only at Patrick Park until 9 p.m.
We have a motion on the floor.
Commissioner?
Go ahead.
Chair, could you ask
yep.
Commissioner Bayne, please, is that for all lighting in the park?
All lighting in Patrick?
Just light up one field that somebody can use. That's why I was asking.
If this has any chance of passing, I'm very amenable to change. I really am amenable to altering it. I'm just trying to see if there's a workable way to do this, and I'm not sad, and I'm fine. If there's a way to alter it so it's palatable to other people on this board, great. I'll take one field. Yeah, one field, the least desirable field. I mean, here's a quick question. The swing set area, how does that work? Is that always on, or when does that come off? Is that?
So swing set does not have lighting.
Oh, okay. Well, so there's no lighting there. That'll make sense.
But can get clarification because we have sports lighting, then we have basketball, tennis court, arena lights. Do you want them all to come on until 9 o'clock? Because we have groups that don't use it, and
I'm going to be real honest with you. I would just like to have something for people to go to. I mean, if the people on this board say, "Hey, we'll be okay with just the basketball," great, we'll do that. If they say, "Hey, only the field," great, we'll do that. I'm asking at this point. I'm not trying to assert anything. I'm not trying to jam something through. I would be amenable to just basketball courts. I noticed there were kids playing basketball. I thought it was really nice. A week ago, maybe I drove down there, and I thought they were going to be doing other stuff, and there were kids playing basketball. I thought this is great. I would be very amenable to some kind of just baby step to get some lights for somebody to do something down at that park other than illegal activities.
We have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Do we, though? I'm sorry, I'm unclear about the motion. Clerk, can I ask the clerk?
I would withdraw whatever she's about to say and make a motion to see if there's an appetite for the board to pass item 16 as written pertaining to lights on until 9 p.m. only at the basketball courts. And see if there's an appetite for that. And if there is, I may go further. If there's not, we're done here.
That motion is clear. Do we have a second? I will absolutely second that. All right, we have a motion on the floor and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. That motion fails 3-2. Basketball courts till 9 o'clock, that wouldn't be a problem.